Welcome to Cubs Classics. I'm Cole Wright. Throughout this program, we're going to relive one of the most memorable Cubs games in the history of the storied franchise, and all the passion and all the emotion. It's going to come right back, just like day one, and we'll experience it right here together. Now, Ronald Reagan, he was in his final months in the Oval Office in late September 1988, and while he was in Chicago for a GOP fundraiser, Reagan made an unscheduled stop to 1060 West Addison. That's right, the 40th president of the United States throwing out the ceremonial first pitch just before he joined Harry Carey and Steve Stone in the broadcast booth. Now, in his early days as a radio broadcaster in Iowa, Reagan used to recreate Cubs games on the air by using wire service play-by-play. Now, he was about to do the real thing live on WGN TV.
The President of the United States is approaching Wrigley Field. Ronald Reagan is going to be in attendance on this, the beginning of Fans Appreciation Weekend. And in a moment, the people will know the big surprise. We just found out about it ourselves about 5 minutes ago. Now we're going to show you the security that's involved when the President of the United States travels around this great country of ours. There are the rooftops. There aren't fans up there today. There's security men.
And Harry, I knew there was something special because I thought a squirrel had fallen down from the rafters. All of a sudden there was a dog in the booth that was apparently an explosive sniffing dog.
Well, I'm glad you explained it. I was getting some strange ideas about you. Bestiality, I think they call it. Well, Sutcliffe continues to warm up slowly in the left field bullpen. And Mike Dunn, who comes out of Peoria, went to school at Bradley, is warming up in the right field bullpen for the Pirates. You know, the spectators don't know why the game is being delayed. They don't know the President of the United States is on his way, and he'll be walking out onto the field in a moment. And we're going to try to get him to stop in the booth and do an inning or so with it.
And our question is for Javi. Why are you
so cute?
Marquee Sports Network presents Best of Kids Press Conference from Cubs Convention 2020. Get honest, hard-hitting answers to your Cubs questions that only kids would dare to ask.
What's your longest home run you ever hit?
I have a question for Rizzo. Will you be my Valentine?
Marquee Sports Network, a network as dedicated as you. Monday at 11:30 on Marquee Sports Network.
People from Chicago pull for Chicago. We root for its teams, celebrate its successes, push through its challenges. When people call us the second city, it's misleading. We're second to none. We're hardworking, resilient, but we have a good time. When you live in Chicago, you proudly call this home. Your bank should too. We're Wintrust, built here, for here. And we've taken our place as Chicago's bank because no other bank can say the same.
We are T-Mobile, the first to go unlimited. First with no annual service contracts. First with taxes and fees included. Now T-Mobile has the first and only nationwide 5G network, reaching over 5,000 cities and towns and over 200 million Americans. And T-Mobile is not charging extra for 5G access. Because this isn't our network, it's yours.
We've always had villains to face.
Bad guys to take down.
But you.
You're worse than all of them put together. You are the most horrible of all.
Pure evil.
But just because you're tough.
Doesn't mean we can't beat you.
We're not here because we have to be. We're here because we've had enough of you.
Every single one of us is mortal.
Even me. But inside of us, we're all heroes. One person is not a team.
But when we join together,
you don't stand a chance.
We are glorious.
We are resilient.
And we will win.
So stand up with us.
Stand up to fight.
To stand up to cancer. Visit standuptocancer.org to learn more.
Boy, a lot of guys come out first. There he is with a Cub jacket on. Ronald Reagan, the President of the United States. Yosh is with him, gave him the warm-up jacket. In a moment, he'll be introduced to the crowd.
We direct your attention to the Cubs dugout area. The Cubs are honored to have a special guest here today. Please welcome the President of the United States throwing out the ceremonial first pitch.
A great hand to the President of the United States. He's had two great presidencies. John Madigan greeting him. Mary Ellen Cobb, the ball girl. Boy, oh boy, does he ever look good? How does he do it?
What a moment this is in the history of Wrigley Field.
How about a moment for Mary Ellen Cobb as she walks the president out to the pitching mound. Now let's see the form he displayed. And Damian Berryhill, who's from Southern California, crowd giving him a great welcome. Now let's watch his pitch. High and inside. Damon Berryhill. How about the thrill for that 24-year-old rookie catcher? Little did he dream all would happen to him this rookie year that had.
And Harry,
catching regularly, catching a ball thrown by the president and getting his autograph.
It usually works the other way around. The person who throws out the first game usually gets the catcher's autograph. In this case, the president is autographing one or two for Damon Berryhill, and I'm sure for Mary Ellen Cobb.
And now, hopefully, the President of the United States will come up to the broadcasting booth. If so, you'll have a chance to hear him as the people in Des Moines, Iowa used to hear him when he would recreate Chicago Cubs game.
The network has to be prepared to absorb whatever is going to come its way.
We're always preparing.
Make sure that the network is working all the time.
We are constantly looking at it. We're constantly monitoring. Take that responsibility very seriously.
The most rewarding thing about the work we do is whenever we see a customer able to communicate back to their loved ones.
That is why we do what we do.
We're relentlessly committed to the network. So in times like this, America can stay connected to work, school, and most importantly, to each other.
Attention, guardians of the grass, navigators of the turf, and keepers of the green. To the mowers of Green Acres, rural ramblers, and back to the landers. Whether you saddle up or buckle down, run with us. To the kid corrallers, grill masters, and all those who ride faster, run with us on a John Deere mower. Because this is more than just grass. It's home. Nothing runs like a deer. Receive a free trimmer rack with the purchase of any Z700 Series Z-Track mower.
Front seats, back seats, actually more back seats. The versatility of available third-row seating in the Discovery Sport. Land Rover, above and beyond. The Discovery Sport with ClearSight rear-view mirror. The only adventure sales event is happening now. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Get to know where to place your next bet on Follow the Money on Marquee Sports Network. Vegas veterans Mitch Ross and Paulie Howard host this hour-long show, share their knowledge of sports and gambling.
The Cubs always take money, so it doesn't matter. Everyone would come to town and bet the Cubs win the World Series, no matter who was on the team.
Get the most up-to-date information in live odds, predictions, and betting trends from the sports gambling capital of the world. Follow the Money, weekdays at noon on Marquee Sports Network.
Are you in a job you can't stand and are working too many hours for too little money? Do you want a rewarding career with great growth potential? By attending My Computer Career, in as little as 4 months, you could be starting your new career in the growing IT field. Classes meet on campus or live online just twice a week. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and fill out the free career evaluation right now. You don't need to be a math or computer whiz at mycomputercareer.edu, and no experience necessary at mycomputercareer.edu.
Harry Carey and Steve Soam back at Wrigley Field, and it's with a great deal of pleasure that I introduce to you the President of the United States, taking over the role of a play-by-play announcer, Ronald Reagan, at the mic.
Well, Harry, thank you very much. You know, in a few months I'm going to be out of work, and I thought I might as well audition.
Well, I'm afraid that you got this job anytime you want it, Mr. President.
All right.
Webster will lead off.
Webster, and batting left-handed, of course. Up at the plate, Rick Sutcliffe out on the mound. He's getting a sign from the catcher. Wind up, here comes the pitch. And there goes a hard hit ball out into right field and taken right off the grass for an out.
Webster, line hard to Wilson.
Wilson came in and scooped that up.
There's the replay, Mr. President, and he makes quite a play on this.
Good effort. Glenn Wilson, an outstanding outfielder, and you can see why. A great rolling catch on the first play.
Another angle on Wilson's great catch. That brings up Sandberg.
Sandberg, second baseman, up at the bat. There comes Dunn's pitch. And I think it was outside for a ball.
It should have been a ball, but he called it a strike. Those umpires are always lousy. 2 strikes to nothing.
2-0. All right, Dunn's getting a sign again. Wind up in the pitch.
A little bit low.
And that's low and a ball. 2-1.
That's Don Zimmer, the man.
Oh, yes, yes.
Popeye, we call him.
Just met him down there in the dugout a little while ago.
Great fellow.
Comes the pitch.
I tell you,
I think that was outside to him.
Mr. President, here's a young man, good looking enough to be a movie star and maybe someday president. Ryan Sandberg.
Well. And he fouls one over to the left, around third base. Oh, yes, I met him down there, too.
Jim Leland, the Pirate manager. What did he say to you?
Well, he was very, very nice, and said he wanted to meet me. And there goes a high ball out to left field, left and center field, both going over after it, and center field gets it. The one-hand catch.
And that's Dan Slide. 2 men out.
George Will said, Mr. President, that you've had 2 very difficult jobs. Calling Cub games as a radio broadcaster and being the President of the United States. Which was the toughest for you?
Well, since I did the Cubs games by telegraphic report, I don't think that it was as hard as the present job, because by the time I got the slip of paper, then that told me already what had happened.
Bob Michael was telling me that how often you tell these tales about doing the Western Union games and how you'd have to improvise ways to not explain the fact that you're having trouble with the wire by having arguments break out and so forth.
Oh, I had one bad experience when the wire went dead, tied up, 0-0 in the ninth, the Cubs and the Cards, Jerkers at bat. And I already had a ball on the way to the plate when I got the note that the wire had gone dead. So I completed and had him foul it. And then I thought I'd take a chance, and because I knew at no times there were a dozen stations broadcasting the same game, and I didn't want to lose the audience, so I had him foul again. And then I had him foul, just miss a home run by a foot. And then I had 2 kids getting in a fight over the ball that went over back of first base. And finally, I'm really beginning to sweat. And then My fellow on the other side of the glass started typing, so I figured it was all right. I got another ball on the way to the plate, and the note he handed me said Jurgis had popped out on the first ball pitched. Well, we have a walk there.
Grace has gotten a base on balls, and here's our big star, Mr. President, Andre Dawson.
And you can hear from the crowd, they know he's the big star. Man on first, 2 out. Dawson at the plate. Here comes the pitch, and it's a hard hit ball. It bounces off the third baseman and into left field, and he's safe at first. And we have our man on third base.
That's a tough error, but they give Bonilla an error on the play.
We'll take a look at it again. Bobby Bonilla charged with the error, his 31st of the year. That's a tough error to get.
All right.
That brings up Rafael Palmeiro, Mr. President, and he is our young hope in left field.
All right, Dawson is over there on first base.
I tell you, Mr. President, I don't know if I'd like to follow you around and do these games with you always in here because of these lights. This press corps, I guess the movie lots didn't feel as hot. The lights in the movies weren't this hot, were they?
No, television lights are the hottest, and I'll tell you something else. Motion picture lights always made you look better. These lights age you about 8 years.
Well, I tell you, you absolutely look wonderful. You really do. I don't know what your secret is, but whatever it is, type it down and let me so I can live by it.
All right, Palmeiro, he's batting left-handed. There's the pitch and a foul ball.
He was trying to get you a souvenir. That was right over our heads.
Yes.
Don't worry about foul balls, Mr. President. I'll protect you. You can come out from behind the counter.
Don't believe him. I've seen his hands. You better duck.
When did they ever take the glass out, or is there glass there?
In the press box, they have glass.
Well, I know. I sat in a couple of times with Pat Flanagan. You remember him?
Pat Flanagan, sure.
And it was glass, and Pat told me the story of his sound man who decided that, he had worked out by the height of the press box and the distance from the plate and all that a foul ball could not hit. The arc would not permit it to hit the press box. And he just finished working out that problem with the ball and the glass dropped in his lap. He didn't know that the foul ball
went a little different.
Yes, it goes different. It doesn't have a normal curve.
Well, we've had a baseball or two up here.
Whoops.
Fouls it back again. Runners first and third, 2 out.
Yeah, I want to know about your suspenders.
Don't you think these are pretty good? Let me see what kind. Oh, yeah.
I got a belt on. I'm old-fashioned. Whoops. Foul runner.
You know, usually I wear both the belt and suspenders.
That's a suspicious man, though.
Yeah, that's a pessimist.
That's right.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And still men on first and third. And there goes a ball down over second base, and it's a hit out into center field. 1 run in. Men on first and third.
There we go.
RBI 46 for Rafael Palmeiro. Let's watch it again. If this stands up, this will be the first game-winning RBI for Rafael Palmeiro this year, and it's up to Rick Sutcliffe to make it stand up.
All right.
Leaned, tried, couldn't quite reach that ground ball.
And this is Vance Law, third baseman at the plate.
He's had a great year for the Cubs, Mr. President. He hitting .290, 74 runs batted in.
I didn't get the call on that one. I wasn't looking.
That was a ball.
A ball.
1-0. Runners at the corner.
Swing and brought it back, so.
Ed Montague is the plate umpire. Nice Irish lad.
And there's another grounder taken by the shortstop over to second base. And it's 1-0.
This is the Frells family's land. When the first snow fell, the kids went sledding right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more. Get a 1 Series tractor starting at $99 per month.
People will always come and go in our lives, but we all know those few who never left. At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we know what it means to be there, guiding you toward a healthier state of mind through it all.
Scrolling all day, time can disappear. Wanna make it count? Why not volunteer?
Posting pics of your food, that takes up time.
Time, you've got time to binge all of season 9, though it got so bad.
Time, you've got time. We're gonna grow back and be the same browse you had.
Just a few hours to keep families from harm. Help us end home fires, but sound the alarm.
Volunteer for a day to install free smoke alarms in your community.
All the parts that you need to keep her on the road. For work, for school, everywhere you go. But sometimes they can be hard to find. Rock Auto's got the parts for whatever you drive. Upkeep on that work truck, you just save some big bucks. All the parts you're looking for delivered to your front door. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need. RockAuto.com.
We're celebrating our 10th anniversary in Skokie with great deals on our 2020s. Hi, I'm Rob Patter, owner of Evanston Subaru, and I'm here with Sonny today in the all-new 2020 Subaru Outback. The 2020 Outback has amazing technologies for safety, comfort, entertainment, and navigation. Plus, the Evanston Subaru low price. Save now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Who wants a 2020 Subaru?
You're watching Marquee Sports Network, the new home of the Cubs.
President Ronald Reagan's at the microphone as we go to the top of the second. Bobby Bonilla, Mr. President.
Bobby Bonilla. Up at the plate. Rick Sutcliffe out there on the mound. Getting his sign. Wind up, and the pitch.
A little bit low.
And a little low.
1-1 count.
1-1.
Where are you heading from here?
I've got a speech here to make tonight. Uh-oh, there's a hard hit ball out into center field, and it is a hit and a single.
You were saying between innings that when you had the ticker tape to do a baseball game, you could really elaborate and make it maybe a little more exciting than it was. You see, we've got to tell the truth up here because the people can see exactly what's going on. Makes it a different broadcast.
Yes, that's what television did to us.
They say you can't stop progress, but sometimes progress doesn't necessarily make it better.
But it has changed it all. Once, when it was just radio, you had every pitch and every move. Like there's the ball going back to the pitcher. Bonilla over on first base.
Can I visualize you in a year now becoming an anchor man on one of the networks? That'd be one way to get even with some of them.
Here's the pitch.
2-0 count. What do you think of the lights at Wrigley Field?
Oh, well, I think it had to happen, and I think that the kind of compromise worked out. Must have been pleasing to everybody, those that objected at first, and it's a hard hit ball out into left center field. A single, and men on first and second.
That was Benny DiStefano, the first baseman. And they threaten now. Runners first and second, nobody out. This is Glenn Wilson, who made the fine catch in right field, Mr. President.
Sutcliffe not taking any wind-up now. Men on first and second.
Infield right about halfway.
And up at bat, Glenn Wilson, and he's right-handed. Comes the pitch, and it's a foul. Back into the stands, and a little scramble for the ball back there. Yes.
We're looking at beautiful Wrigley Field, Mr. President, and this is the first of the Fan Appreciation Weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 3 final games of the season.
This ballpark is unusual in its beauty, but that was Mr. Wrigley's belief that baseball should be an outdoor sort of a picnic atmosphere.
Well, he was way ahead of so many of the other owners by allowing radio broadcasts and television broadcasts for free right off the bat.
Yeah. All right. Sutcliffe on the mound again.
I think he made a great producer-director, Arnie.
And that's a ground ball taken by second over to short for out. And I believe it's
double play.
Double play.
4-6-3.
2 out.
Well turned over by Ryan Sandberg and Angel Salazar. Salazar in the lineup again. Sean Dunston still nursing a little bruise. Good pivot by Salazar around the bag, and you can see DiStefano can't get a piece of him on the pivot. And we'll watch it again. Inside out swing by Wilson. Good solid double play by the Cubs.
Tom Prince, rookie catcher, will be the hitter.
All right.
Prince is out of our neck of the woods. He's from Kankakee, Illinois. Two out, a runner at third.
Ball 1 and ball 2. That one was high and wide.
A hot day at the beautiful Wrigley Field this afternoon.
And here comes the pitch. And it's a strike, swinging.
Arnie says it's the first time we've had 2 guys in the booth with a tie the entire season. He thinks you're adding a little class to the broadcast.
You should have seen the way I dressed when I was broadcasting. And that's strike 2.
2-2. You're going to address the Mercantile
all right.
tonight, huh?
Yeah. And another strike, swinging, and it's out. And that retires the side. 3 out, and the man dies on third base.
Mr. President, thank you very much.
Well, I know I have to move along now. The job I presently have is calling me, but not for long.
Good to see you.
Well, good to see you, and thank you for letting me sit in here and do this.
Thank you for coming in.
So the Cubs scored 4 times in the 9th, but fell 1 run short when it came down to extras. Ronald Reagan's second presidential term had ended just a few months later, and he was succeeded by his vice president, George Herbert Walker Bush, in January. That's going to do it for this edition of Cubs Classics. So for everyone here at the Marquee Sports Network, I'm Cole Wright. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.